What's up, everybody? You are watching the J Red Show on YouTube and TikTok. After Game 2, where the Montreal Canadiens pummeled the Buffalo Sabres 5-1, plenty of online sources and TV sources like WGRZ TV, Twitter, they were asking Sabres fans how they were feeling. Are they feeling confident that this is deja vu or the Boston series where they laid an egg in Game 2 and they were hopeful that the Sabres would win all 3 games on the road? Were they nervous? Were they pessimistic, thinking the season's over? Or were they thinking, you know what, this is a successful season, we're happy with the result. It's the first playoff series in 15 years, the first second round series in 19 years. We're Sabres fans happy with that. Now, it varies amongst different Sabres fans, but for me, I was kind of somewhere in the middle. My answer is well, it could be all of these. I mean, I was still comparing the Boston series to the Montreal series. Okay, the Sabres are better on the road than at home. But I was also you know what? Even if the Sabres lose this series, I would consider it a success. I keep comparing it to where I was with the Bills. When they broke their playoff drought in 2017, and when they won the division in 2020 and 2021, I was happy. I remember watching that AFC Championship game against Kansas City where they got blown out. I'm like, okay, this was a successful season. I'm proud of this team. I'm happy. But they need some work to do before we can start thinking about a Super Bowl. Then the next season, the 13 seconds year, it became Super Bowl or bust. Well, that's the case with this year's Sabres. Except they made the playoffs, won the division, and won a playoff round in the same year. I was starting to think that, they are on pace with the 05-06 Sabres. Their record, their win-loss record, their points, it was reminding me of 2005, 2006. That's why I started to think, this might be a Stanley Cup contender. But after these back-to-back losses in Montreal, that pretty much cleared my mind. I'm like, no, I don't think so. I mean, I hate to be a Debbie Downer. I hate to react to 2 games. And yes, the series is not over, and we shall see if the Sabres can come back and win it. But Montreal, these last 2 games, has exposed a lot of the problems with the Sabres. They are just not fast enough, and they've not played the style of hockey that the Sabres have been unable to play the style of hockey that have gotten them this far. And even if the Sabres do beat the Montreal Canadiens, the next round, they would have to face a Carolina Hurricanes team, which is undefeated in the playoffs. First time that's happened since 1985 Oilers. They're going to have a week's rest. Good luck to the Sabres if they get that far. Again, I'm hoping I'm wrong. I hope they can win the Cup this year. But as of now, I'm getting that 2021 Bills vibe. Okay, this is a successful season, but they have some work to do. They need some improvement. Starting with the power play. Yes, they got a power play goal in the Montreal game and made it 4-2. But they just cannot score on the power play. Why does the drop pass to go all the way to almost the defense's face-off circles? Close the gap between the players making the drop passes and receiving the drop passes. The trailer has to be a great decision maker in passing. He can't just be the fast skater. Not sure that player is currently on the team. They have to find someone to fix the power play. They need to find someone who can win faceoffs more often than not. I mean, the power play is only one problem. Like, their best players have not been their best players. Tage Thompson has been a huge disappointment. Yeah, he did score a goal 1 minute in the last game, well, less than a minute in the first game. But for the most part, he's just been disappointing. So is Tuck. So is Zucker. And as I said earlier, they just cannot keep up with Montreal's speed. I mean, the players, Zucker and McLeod, have been very disappointing as well. Zucker has 1 assist and -3. McLeod has 1 goal, 2 assists, -6. But it isn't just this year, though. In total, Zucker has 19 points and is -12 in 60 games, and McLeod has 16 points and -19. The line is just ineffective. Break it up like they did towards the end of the game last night. Put Quinn on the first line and Krause on the third line, lay a fire. Krause will wholly lay a fire in their butts. So, again, I need to remind people, this series is not over. I like to see the Sabres goon it up, just play a little bit more physical to try to slow Montreal down. But we'll see if they can change my mind, but I still feel like this is similar to the first couple of years, the Allen B. McDermott era of the Bills, where I'm just happy to break the playoff drought. And the playoff win drought, the division title drought. What are your thoughts here on the J-Red Show? And on to the Bills. Thursday will be the schedule release. They just announced their first opponent, and the first game at the new Highmark Stadium will be against the Detroit Lions, which is fitting because founder Ralph Wilson was from Detroit, and there's a lot of history between Buffalo and Detroit through Ralph Wilson, so that makes sense. But then they decided to put it week 2 on a Thursday, 4 games after the opener. So that's going to be lovely. 4 days after they get a 4-day break, and then they have to face one of the tougher teams in the league. And that's going to be on Amazon Prime, because meaning most customers will have to pay to watch the Bills' first game in their new stadium. Okay. What a joke of a league. And speaking of poorly run sports leagues, let's go back to the NHL. Instead of suspending their players and holding them accountable, they just give them measly fines. Beckman has been handed a fine of $3,515,000 and let me repeat that. Beckman was fined for $3,515.63 for goaltender interference, and Albert Ashek was fined for $3,385.42. So this is not a serious sports league either. I mean, it's saying that Zajic was fined more than Malenstein. Oh, man. But one final thought of the Sabres. Thought the third period game 1 was just the Sabres playing really good defense and protecting the lead, which they did similarly against Boston. Sabres defense since the third period of game 1 has been atrocious, and one of the biggest factors why Montreal's been having success in the last 2 games. Not taking anything away from the Canadiens, they are a really good hockey team, but a lot of Sabres problems in game 2 and 3 have been their own undoing. Sloppy defensive play, lazy back check of the forwards, turnovers in the neutral zone, defensive not making the easy plot to pressure. These are the type of mistakes the Sabres are making, and Montreal's making them pay. So, what are your thoughts? Hit me on Twitter at JRed Show. Now, my next video, I'll do my review of Mortal Kombat 2 and some TV shows. So, this is the JRed Show. I'll see you later.